Hi guys, what's going on and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be making some DIY discus food. So yes guys, it's time to make again some DIY discus food as I'm running quite low, and basically the last time I made it was like half a year ago, so it lasts me about half a year, which is good, and I make enough for basically half a year. So in today's video I'm going to show you how I make my discus food, what you'll need, how to do it, blah blah blah, and then we'll see them eating it. And yeah, it's really good food. It's basically with the Beefheart mixed recipe. A ton of people use it, you know, the fish shops, the food you buy there is also with Beefheart, most of them. Yeah, it should be good, and these discus do love it. But so first we need to go get some ingredients. So let's go to the shop. Alright guys, so I'm back from the shop. I didn't film too much because it was pretty busy there. But anyway, we've got all the stuff. So what you're gonna need is, you're gonna need some spinach, you're gonna need some shrimp, some tilapia or some kind of fish, doesn't really matter, some Beefheart, the most important of course, and you're gonna need some eggs because you need the egg yolk, and you could also add some spirulina or whatever, so something like that would be good as well. So as for quantities, you're basically gonna want, well, I'm gonna make quite a large batch, but basically the ratio is 1 part of Beefheart, 1 part of shrimp, 1 part of tilapia to a half a part of spinach. Oh, and then I'm forgetting one thing. We need the peas, of course. Yeah, so I had them standing over here. I don't know why. I was unpacking everything and I left them there. Anyway, you need peas, of course. That's what you need as well. And then so to half a part peas. If I've got 1 kilo of Beefheart, I've got 1 kilo of shrimp, 1 kilo of fish, and then I've got half a kilo of spinach, half a kilo of peas, and then the 4 eggs. Also, you're gonna need some Ziploc bags. So yeah, any ones. These are from IKEA. They work pretty well. And yeah, just a nice size so you can put the stuff in. And then lastly, you're gonna need a food processor of some sort. Blender also kind of works, but food processor is the best. As you can see, look, that works really well. So you're gonna need one of those. And that's basically it. That's all you need. Now I'm gonna show you how to make it. And it's pretty simple. It's just basically putting the ingredients together, and like this is already pre-cut and stuff, so that's really nice. And yeah, I'm going to show you how to do everything. Right guys, so I'm just going to show you the process for one batch, and then after that I'll do all of them in like a time lapse because I don't want to bore you. But yeah, it's super simple. So I'm just going to start by just adding the Beefheart. Why do they make it so difficult? I don't know. Let me get a knife. There we go. So beforehand I would pick out all the little bits I don't want, but I don't really care anymore, so I just, I just chuck it in. So here we have it, then just chuck it in. There we go, without the plastic of course, or whatever it is, I don't even know what it is. Right, there we go, that can go in the bin, don't need that. And this is what we've got now. So we're going to put this on the blender, and then we're just going to put our top on, like so, and then we're just going to put it on. You want it until it's like a nice puree, nice and mixed in. And yeah, so we'll just do that. Right, that's alright I would say. And so now we want to add, well actually we want to do our shrimp, but they need to just thaw out so they're not frozen. So I'll just open the bag and, well, so this is 450 grams, so about half of this we'll need. Let me just get a nice container of some sort. I think I can just use this. This is for, I don't know, I use it for all kinds of stuff. Just wash it out. So you just want to get some cold tap water. That'll do the trick. There we go, just got that. I just put it in the sink if you can see. Probably not, anyway. And then about half, whoa. Okay. Don't throw them next to the container, of course. So I went for these shrimp that were already, what do you call it, like peeled, like there's no skin, or I don't know, what do you call it, the shrimp. Anyway, there's no thing around it, so they can just go straight in after they are a little bit softer. So that, I think that's about half, right? Yeah. So just keep those over here. Now in the meantime, We can also, of course, get our tilapia. We want to get this out. They make it so hard, these packages. I don't get it. Anyway, so that's what we've got. This can go. Let's just open this. You want to let this thaw out really as well. So yeah, let's add this to the shrimp. I think that should work. Hopefully, there we go. So that'll be good. Now in the meantime, while that's just doing its thing, we can of course add some of our spinach. So we're simply just gonna add, well, you need to like eye it out, you know, just add what you think is right. So, you know, I'll just, let me spin around the camera, just add in a bit, and then you can mix it, and while you're mixing it, you can add some more as well. It really doesn't matter how much you do of each thing, really, as long as you just keep kind of to that ratio, because that's the most important. But other than that, you can basically decide yourself, because it's all good stuff, and they all will eat this, so I think that's about good. Maybe I'll add some more. Let me just mix this. Right, so as you can see, that's mixing it nicely, and what you're going to do now, what you could do, is so in through the top here, I can take a little handful, and while it's mixing I can add it in, so let's do that now. So I think that's about enough spinach, to be honest. And now let's just add some peas in, so let me have a look. This is, well, about 680 grams, yeah, so we need to use about a fourth of this, because we've got 4 packets of Beefheart. Best is to like get all this juice out, because you don't really want that, so I don't know what the best way to do that is. Maybe something like this. Okay, that's working. You're basically just learning with me. Well, I mean, I've done it before, but yeah, I just want to share this with you guys, like how I do it. And I'm not saying this is the best way to do it, I'm just saying this is my way of doing it, and it works well for me. I've had success with this food, and it just works well. So, okay, that's almost all of the juice out. Alright, there we go, that's better. And now, we're just gonna plop some in. I don't know, just about like a fourth, you know, of the pot. So, the peas are really good, like they are power food. They really work really well for your fish. Right, so that's, well, I need a couple more. And then you're just gonna mix this, of course. Right, that's more than enough, that's a bit too many. Anyway, doesn't matter. Right, so just put this in, and we'll continue mixing. Right guys, so that's about good. So let's have a look if our shrimp are ready to add. So I don't think this fish is done quite yet. No, this is not done quite yet. But I'll just get back to you once this is ready to go. Right, so I've got all the shrimp and fish falling out in there. So that's good, because that takes a little while. But in the meantime, so here what we can do is we can take a little spoon, and you can see there's like stuff at the top and stuff. You can just push that down, and if you just push that down, then it'll get mixed in again. And then, yeah, that'll be good, because we definitely need that. There we go. And then close it up and let it mix. And so guys, that's much better. And yeah, that's good to go really. So all we need to add to there is the fish and the shrimp, and then that mixture will be actually done. Oh no, we can still actually add the egg yolk. So I've got my egg here, and yeah, you can just basically crack it open and then just add it in. So let me have a look. Take this off and watch me fail crack an egg. There we go. That's in. Now actually you only need the egg yolk, but you know, the egg white won't do any harm really. So I'm just adding that in as well, because it makes my life a bit easier. One thing I've learned keeping fish and making fish food and stuff is don't make it yourself too difficult. You can make yourself really difficult, and it can be a lot of work. you know, I just make it, just do it easier. The easiest way is normally the best way, really, in my opinion. And same with this, like, they can eat that, and yeah, it's fine. So let's just mix it. There we go, that's all done. Alright guys, so I'm back, and yeah, I think, well, it's kind of ready, kind of not. I think it'll be alright once we get it in there and mix it. So yep, let's get that in. So just take the top off here, maybe break it into like little chunks if possible, you know, because it'll just help the food processor. So ideally you want to cut this, of course, but I don't feel like cutting it and I don't have time, and you know, so I'm just gonna break it into pieces. So if you're getting real fresh fish, like, you want to make sure there's of course no bones left in it. Like, these are all deboned and stuff, so this is all good. But yeah, you want to make sure there's no bones because you don't want your fish eating bones. Right, that's it, done. Now just add the lid back on and let's turn it on. Right, so that should be pretty good. Yeah, that's looking good. And you know, what's the point of defrost? Well, I get the point, but like, it's going to be frozen in a minute again. So, you know, a little bit frozen is fine. Now we'll just add the shrimp. So let me just pour this out. Right, so here I've got the shrimp, and I'm just going to add them in like that. You know, not too difficult, just like that. Add them in. And then we're pretty full, so that's like the maximum capacity of this whole thing. Which is fine because we are done after we've mixed all of this. So I'm just going to mix it and I'll get back to you once everything is mixed. Right guys, so purely because I've got some spirulina powder left, I've only got a little bit. I'll just add a bit, you know, maybe like, well, whatever. I think this is mixed with something else, but I don't know what, but it's probably good for fish. So I'll just add one capsule of these and that should give it a nice boost. There we go. Let's just mix that and then we are finally really done. Alright guys, so I think we're good. Look, this looks really good. I don't know if you can see that well. I'll give you a closer look right now. Alright guys, so that's looking really good. That's the consistency and stuff you want. Yeah, that looks really good stuff. So what you're going to do now, you're just going to take one of your Ziploc bags and you're going to open it and you're going to take a little spoon and you're just going to scoop some of it into the Ziploc bag. You don't want too much because what you're going to want to do, you're going to scoop a bit, like I'll show you in a minute. You're going to close it and then you're going to squash it so it's like flat. And you don't want it too thick because then you won't be able to break it off easily. So yeah, let's add this in and I'll show you what I do. Okay, so I got my bag here. And then I got my spoon. You're simply just gonna take a bit like that. Plop it in like that. And just so, let me have a look. I think I'll need, well, maybe like a bit of this. So that's 3 scoops. And so maybe another scoop. And maybe 3, so maybe 5 scoops in total. Right, so we've got this. Let me just have a little feel so you can squish it around. Alright, we're definitely going to need a bit more than that, I think. Although you don't want it too thick, but yeah, I would say just another scoop at least. I think with one batch I can make about 2 bags, something like that. That's ideally what you want really, I think. So yeah, so what we're at now, we're at 7 scoops. I think 7 scoops should do it. And this is about half of the mixture. Right, 7 scoops. So I think that's looking pretty good. So you want to get all the air out, of course. You don't want air trapped in it. And then you just swing you over to here. What I'm just going to do, I'm just going to lay it flat. Like so. I don't know if you can see. Let me just zoom in. There we go. Now you can see. And then you're just going to squish it like so. without, like, it still needs to be open because otherwise you can't get the air out. You're gonna squish it, squish it, squish it, squish it, and then all the way to the edges and beyond, and you know, just everything. And then it's gonna come to the edges here. You want to be careful you don't tip half of it out, of course. So once you've got almost everything, then it's actually time to zip it up. So as you can see, just zip it up is always a bit tricky, but once you got them, then you got them, of course. Let me just do one more, just like that. Right, so that's all zipped up nicely. And now you've got a nice thin spread in. You can just spread it out like so. Now turn it around. And that's nice, so that's not too thick, so it's nice and easy just to break off and stuff. And this is what you want. And once you flatten it out, we can add it to the freezer. Right, so in the freezer, I've got this bottom section all for fish stuff and food and whatever. Right, so now we've got this. I do like to write the date on it, actually. There we go. Right, I'll just write the date on. Right, that's better, got the date written on. So you're just gonna lay it flat in your freezer, just like so, and you just want to make sure it's nice and flat. And I'll give you a closer look. Right, so you can see it's nice and flat in there. That's what you want, and basically that's it. So it's not difficult. Just close it up, of course. That's it. So you know, I can get probably about 2 of these portions out of one thing. And so I'm just going to make the rest. I'm not going to bore you with that because I've showed you basically how to do it. And it's basically just repeating those steps on and on and on until you've done everything. And you can make as much as you want. You know, it doesn't matter how much you want or how less you want or whatever. With this recipe, you can make your discus food. And the great thing about making DIY stuff is it's doing it yourself. So you can choose yourself what you want to add, what you want to do, blah blah blah, and that's just really good. You know, it gives you that own little personalization kind of. And yeah, I really love making discus food, and it's awesome stuff. I've been doing it now for like maybe like a year and a half, nearly 2 years maybe, and it's also a lot cheaper in the long run than buying discus food because they basically do the same stuff, but yeah, it's just more expensive. Right, so now I'm just gonna make all of the rest. Alright guys, so finally I'm finished after like, well, what was it, like maybe 1 or 2 hours, something like that. I am finished. So I'll show you what I've got. So in here in the freezer, we've got all the nice, what do you call them, plaques maybe. I've got 11 in total, so yeah, about like from each batch I was about to make like 3, something like that. So that's pretty good. I got 11. That will last me a long time. So that's good. So this will just need to sit in the freezer for like, well, say like 24 hours, and then it'll be nice and hard. But then I've got this little piece left from my last batch, and so I'm just gonna feed this to my discus just to show you. It's like the exact same as what we've just made. And yeah, so let's feed some of this just to show you they actually love it. Right, so I just got a little piece here for my breeding pair. They might not go to it straight away because they, you know, they have eggs and they want to look after those before eating really. But so it's gonna float for a little bit. Look, he's coming to have a look. It's gonna float for a little bit and then it'll sink. And I think he might have spotted it. Yeah, he has spotted it. And the female is coming over as well. And there you go. See, he's eating it. They love this stuff. Like, and it's really good for them. And what, he's got a big camera in his face now, so he might not, you know, perform on camera, but normally they just love it and they go after it. And yeah, but he has already been fed today, so that's why I've only given them a little bit. I might my other discus I might feed after because they haven't been fed yet, and I'll show them eating it. Right guys, so it's time to feed these discus some of this homemade food, so I'll show them eating it. So just chuck it in. As you can see, they go after it straight away. They know what's up. They love this food. So you can see that one getting in after it. Yeah, they love this food. So that just shows how good this food is. So you should definitely go try making it because your Discus absolutely love it and they go nuts for it really. And once everybody realizes it's in the water, then these will come over and they'll start eating from it as well. So yeah guys, I think that wraps up this video, you know. It's a really good food, definitely try it, it's not too hard to make, pretty easy, and it saves you a lot of money in the long run. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.